Good evening. It is August 3rd. Welcome to the Chevy Nova 7374 Nova Show. I'm one of the admins of the Chevy Nova 7374 forum, David Meyer. This is my 73. I can't talk about the corporate cousin because that's part of our sister group. We're not part of the, Chevy Nova 7374. But that is the Slomega, the 74 Omega. That's what I use to reference a lot of 74 year questions, but my Nova, which still not able to drive because I'm still kind of under house arrest here with this boot cast on. I don't know if you can see it there. 3 more weeks to go, and hopefully then I can put some miles on this baby. As I mentioned in our last stream, we've got the rebuilt motor just sitting in there, just screaming to be broken in. I got 470 miles on it. And I was going to do, my 500-mile break-in oil change. But that all came to an end at the end of May when I tore my Achilles tendon on my right foot. So the poor Nova sat here, but I don't think even when my foot heals, I will be driving it, as I still got that oil leak that's still really testing my anger management skills. And I haven't fixed it yet. So this winter, we will be pulling out the 421 and redoing that pan gasket to see why it's failed and why it's still leaking. Just wait a few minutes for some people to join in. I see, Tim's already joined. Hey, Tim, how you doing, buddy? Hello from my office at work. Hey, Tim, hello from my office at home. How you doing, buddy? How's your Nova? Are you making any progress on it? So we had a Nova show, was it last week or the week before? But I'm getting the bug to do more streams because people want to talk Novas. And I'm here to yap and listen. So let's talk Novas. And I don't know if you could take a look in the garage here, but I tried my hand at some product placement. We got a Summit Racing equipment shirt. Outlaw Racing Fuels, made in America out of Florida. And then I put some on my mother's polish there just to kind of give this the automobile kind of garage TV look. But by no means am I being paid to endorse or recommend any kind of products. These are just products and equipment that I've used based on my experience of either seeing other people use the equipment or products and going word of mouth. But by no way are we being paid to endorse or promote any kind of product. And I just talk about what I have experience with. All right, Tim's sending another chat here. Hi, I'd rather be doing Nova stuff, but I'm writing evaluations for work. I haven't got the Nova back. Oh, that's right. Yeah, your Nova's in the body shop right now, getting the frame straightened. For those of you who may have joined us in previous streams or on the group, Tim's Nova got rear-ended pretty hardcore. Well, it was parked on the front street, and he's been about a year since he's been lucky enough to drive his car. So we wish it to get repaired rather quickly, but properly. Haven't got the Nova back. Became busy. I'd rather him be focused on my Nova, so to do the insurance jobs first, since they are the money makers, and then he'll put his attention onto your car. So, yeah, I sure hope. Hey, Brandon. I sure hope you get your car fixed sooner than later, Tim, but yeah, I can understand that. No, I don't always have an amazing memory. It's actually rather short, but just when it comes to certain stuff, yeah, I do tend to remember. Like, I couldn't remember some things to, save my life, like my girlfriend's birthday, but I do remember Tim's got a brown Nova. It's pretty true, eh? Everybody, this is my buddy Brandon. He's hanging out in the garage here. He's a Chevelle guy. 64, right? Yeah, 64. But this is the Nova show, so we can't talk about Chevelles right now. And hey, Rob Martin has joined us online. How you doing, buddy? I just got my 74 out for a while and got 500 miles on it now. How you liking that Nova there, Rob? You picking up the girls with it? Or if you're married, maybe disregard that last one. And oh, look at this, the color wars. It's already starting here. Browns are better than green. Well, I've got a green Nova that says otherwise, but unfortunately my foot can't back up my mouth because yeah, it's in a cast. But and getting back to Rob, I got 473 miles on my car since it came out in May, with the rebuilt motor still having to break it in. Oh, I can't wait to get this boot cast off. But even then, once I think it's off, I'll probably be driving the Omega for the first little bit because it has power brakes, and I don't know how strong my ankle and my Achilles will be. And the last thing I want to do is pop it again. So as you just heard, I mentioned about the color wars. For those of you who are longtime members of the forum, you know that we have our Nova color wars. Blue, it's usually blue versus green. Red sticks their nose in where it doesn't belong, and browns like to start crap. And every now and then we get the black Novas that seem to surface, but the black Novas are allied with the green Novas. Yeah, long story. I should actually call up a few of those posts. I do believe my injury was caused by a sniper fire from an agent of the Blue Novas, and that took out, of course, the Green Nova. But Mean Green's not dead. We're still going, and once I'm able to drive again, I'm gonna give those Blue Novas what they're what for.
They've got Tanya Harding.
Yeah. I'm doing great. I love it. I've been picking up girls since I was 16. You know, that's honestly one thing I could say for my Nova. It never really was a car that was a chick magnet. Yeah, I can honestly say it's never been a car for picking up chicks. And Steve Russian, how you doing, buddy? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your last name right, because I'm really known at our local racetrack for slaughtering names.
It's awesome.
It's he says cream beige Novas rule. Well, seeing how green doesn't have anything against the cream beige Novas, we'll acknowledge your welcome and your chant. But come on, we all know green is great. Oh, I have a feeling this is gonna be a long stream, but you know what, guys? Everything's good. Every color's good as long as those Blue Novas stay offline. I get sick of seeing Blue Novas. All honesty, I don't mind blue. I'm not racist. I'd paint my car any color. And I really can't say much about black Novas because I do have a black hood. 3 coats of DuPont paint. Maybe one day when if I ever do the body work, we'll paint that too. Ah, the hatchback bro folds the rear seat down and it's a beauty bed. You know, that's one thing I could say out of all the Novas I've had, and even some of the parts cars I've had over the years, and that's got to be 6, 7, or 8 of them. I've never had a hatchback. They've all been trunk cars. Even the Omega and the Omega parts cars, I've never had a hatchback.
Actually, what's funny is my friend's mom had, I can't remember the exact year, but she had one of the old hatchback Novas.
Yep.
She bought it new, and it had the factory GM tint.
Oh yes, the hatchback hutch, as it's called. That'd be cool. I would love having that for going racing at the track. Yeah. You take your car to the track, you run 12s or 13s with it all day, and then you open the hatch and sleep in it at night. Well, that would be cool.
Actually, what would be better is to have the twin to this thing, but with the hatch as your tow vehicle. That
would be cool. Actually, that was my original intent. When I had a 74 back in the year 2000, my goal was to make one a sleeper and one just bone stock and make them look identical. Because, yeah, that'd be cool. All right, well, we're 10 minutes into our stream, and there's only 5 people. Well, that's half of what we had last time. So what else is going on, folks? Has anybody been working on their Novas? What new projects? What new parts? Talk to me, people. Tell me what's going on here, or I'm going to have to make up some stories here. I don't really have anything right now.
I'm heading out to look at a couple houses.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Doing a refill on Coke or anything?
No, I think we've got lots of Coke still. Should be all right.
Well, I just know we were hitting it kind of hard on the weekend.
Oh, yeah. No, I should be okay.
All right.
All right, well, good luck.
Couldn't be any worse than it already is.
Okay, I don't see any more chats coming in yet, so what's been going on over here, if anyone cares? Again, The foot's just been healing slowly. I got 3 more weeks. I'll have to take a step back. As you can see here, the old boot cast. This prevents me from driving right now, of course, because it's on the right foot, and my license has been medically suspended because we can't steer with or use pedals with your left foot because your right foot could get in the way, cause an accident. Yeah, whatever. And you know, it's not so much causing an accident that would bother me so much as if I were to hurt or, you know, cause pain to other people. I'm not risking other people's lives. I'm sure as heck not risking my car's life. I mean, I'll heal. So I don't drive my car. And I tell you, oh, it's been tough. Because as you know, in the group, I usually brag a lot about how tough our Canadian winters are here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And how some days it gets down to minus 45, minus 50 with the windshield Celsius. And how long our winters are. Because our car season here is in between April, sometimes mid-March to mid-April, depending if we have an early spring or not. And it runs till about October, middle of October. So we have a short car season as it is. And this year it's even shorter. I mean, I didn't have the Nova together right away. It was still being pieced together in April. I got it on the road in May. Had some problems with oil leaks, as you've seen in my posts. Fixed, more leaks, fixed, more leaks, fixed. Still the one leak. And the one leak I just can't fix. And then pop goes the ankle and the car's been sitting. I would like to thank my girlfriend Shelly, who was over last week. And she did take me for a ride in the Nova. And I know what you're thinking, Dave. Ooh, you let your girlfriend drive your car? For those of you who know my girlfriend Shelly, I've talked about her in past streams. You've even seen her car. Oh, it's a little dark over there. What's going on? Hey, there we go. You've probably even seen her car in past streams where we had that white 73 Chevelle SS in the background where the Omega's parked. That is a 10-second dragster car that she drives, so I know she's more than capable of driving a 12-second Nova with manual brakes and manual steering. In fact, she really liked the manual steering and found it fun, as do I. And I've honestly thought about changing it to power steering because of just the ratio difference, because I have power steering in the Omega, and yeah, it's a joy to drive compared to manual steering, but you know, you don't get the guns like you do with the manual steering. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping now because I see some chats have come in here. All right, Larry Barr. Hey, how you doing, Larry? Larry's actually a fellow Winnipegger. Drives a 74 Nova Custom, and that one's a hatchback. What types of radiator are you using? In the Nova, I'm using a Performance World equivalent to a 4-core. It's 2 1-inch cores, high flow rad. The only thing with this particular one is after I bought the rad, I didn't realize the bottom hose outlet was on an angle. So I had to get Uncle Fred to cut that off and then re-TIG it so it was a straight outlet, because with the outlet being angled, it would go straight into the fan shroud. So it wasn't a direct fit. I also had to do some modifications at the top because, as you see, it's not banked, it's straight. So in all honesty, if I were to go back in time, I wouldn't have bought this rad because I had to do some modifications to make it work. In the Omega, the 74, I have a rad built by, I believe it was Custom Radiator on Notre Dame. I don't know if they're still there or not, way down Notre Dame past Keewaydin. And they built me a 4-core using tanks off my old motor. And of course, I do not use the transcoolers. Well, this one doesn't have a transcooler in it. But I don't use the transcoolers in the radiator. I do use a separate transcooler. This is just a simple medium-sized Mr. Transmission transcooler from Canadian Tire. I was told by a couple friends who are good with transmissions, the reason you do that is if your transmission does run cooler than your car does, like for example, my car runs between 190 and 195. With the fluid going through the rad, it's actually going to heat up the transmission fluid to 190, 195, because that's the temperature of the coolant that's going around the fins for the transcooler. So my transmission on a good day runs, I'm thinking, between 165, 180, depending how hard I am on it. So running it through a transcooler actually keeps it cooler than running it through the rad. But if you want, Larry, I could give you the part number for the radiator, but you would have to do a little bit of modifications for it. But I'm sure if we could get somebody to post to the group different kinds of rads. I know you can get the Be Cooled, and there's all those other higher end rads. This rad was actually pretty cheap. I think I paid $250 for it with the modifications and buying Uncle Fred a bottle. Came to about $300. A little bit of modifications, but I mean, it works great. So maybe it wasn't such a bad buy after all. But if I had to do it again, I'd get a proper drop in, not having to get, it modified. I know that doesn't really answer I hope that answers your question, Larry. And Steve has another question. Do they make replacement air conditioning compressors that will work with the factory air? I would assume so. I don't know that answer for sure. I would say the sites to check would be the Nova sites, ss396.com, ground up, year one. Let me just open up another window here. Where are some of the other Nova part places? Jags maybe. Those might be some of the places to check. Let me just check my list of parts here. I do have a little website, a shameless plug here, chevynova.ca, which features my 73 Nova. And I have a bunch of references, informations, parts, links. I got a ton of stuff on here. So yeah, places to check, maybe Speedway Motors, Classics Industry. You got the parts place, Ground Up, which is ss396.com. You might also want to check Eckler's Nova, J&W Nova parts. You know what? I'm just going to copy the link of this page here. Steve, you know what? If you want to post in the group that you're looking for a factory one, here, I'm just going to post a link here, people, so forgive me for being rude here. List of parts places I've noted. Yeah, I'll call it that. Just something simple for you there. Oh, Kim Nova Girl, and Kim's one of the other admins, has just piped up there, and she said that she has answered. Woohoo! Kim, saving my bacon once again. Thank you very much. And Miles, how you doing, sir? He's in the midst of rebuilding a 73, a motor, a 350 engine for his 73 Nova for the first time. Oh, you know what, Miles? Did I call you Mike? Oh, it's Miles. If I called you Mike, I'm sorry. I got you on the small monitor today. Miles, rebuilding a 350 for his 73 Nova. Miles, I sure hope you're sharing pictures on the forum because we want to see that. We love pictures. We love watching people build. And although in the last couple motors I haven't had in my Nova, I have had the pleasure of building my very first 406 back in 2003. And, it's intimidating, but actually it's not that bad when you get down to it. But you gotta just measure and double check and triple check and, make sure everything's torqued properly. But the motors I have in my cars now, and the Nova and the Omega, and now my new spare motor, are all built by my good friend Dan Clem, who's also a member of our great forum. And the guy is an engine god. I don't question Dan. Dan's word is gospel to me. And usually if I provide any advice on the forum engine related, it's probably because I've asked him and just kind of copied it word for word. But I've also learned a lot of stuff the expensive way. But Dan's word for me is gospel, and that's who I've gone for engine building. But engine building is fun, and I would like to do it again. Definitely, it's fun. And Rob loves the show. Well, thank you for being a part of it, Rob. Couldn't do it without you guys viewing. And yeah, it's rough. Thank you for the well wishes of healing up. I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, and I don't mean to get religious. The good Lord has a plan for me, and maybe this happened for a reason. Yeah. But yeah, I'm about 3 weeks away from being out of a cast, so yeah, we'll get there. If not this year, we got next year again. And you're from Vancouver Island, so British Columbia, fellow Canadian. At least you're lucky. You guys don't really have the winters we do, but you guys do have a lot of rain, like a rainy kind of winter season, eh? That'd be depressing. I don't know if I could take that much rain. And, okay. Rob's also got an oil leak in the oil pan timing cover gasket, but he got it fixed. And mine's leaking at the very back of the pan. You can see where it's kind of around the bolts. And you can see a bit of a sweat, and every now and then you see it build it and drip. And it usually comes from the one side. I've taken the bolts out, and the oil pan gasket I used was one of those Felpro blue one-piece ones with the metal inside it. And I don't know if it's just my bad luck that I got a bad gasket or something, but I've tried, taking the bolts out and shooting sealant on the threads and threading it back in, which has slowed down and stopped the leaking on the side, but still at the very back. And of course, because it's right there where, the flex plate and the torque converter are, well, it's just throwing it all over the bottom of the car. And that just gets my OCD twitching because, air oil's dripping from everything. So I got to fix it. I got to pull it. I got to do it properly. For the money I have invested in it, I'd be stupid to not fix it and, do it properly. It is what it is. Hey, David Williams. How you doing, buddy? David Williams, he has a Nova that's on our Chevy Nova 7374 YouTube channel. I probably should have introduced that at the beginning when we were doing some Chevy Nova Zoom shows, and he was one of our featured Novas where he talked about his build. And he is the LS Swap Man, has a bunch of part numbers on the back of his head. But Dave, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. And Kim, how you doing? Really great to have you here. I know Kim's often, she always asks me when I'm going to stream, and it was like, I did yesterday. But I'm happy, Kim, that you joined us today. And Kim is the glue that keeps the admins together. I know she keeps me in line, and she's the admin of the admins. All right, and Larry says he's hoping for a rad that just fits in right. So, Larry, what kind of temperatures are you running? Just curious. What kind of temperatures you're running? Are you having overheating problems, or is it just because it's running warm right now, or you're just looking for something to upgrade? Also, what kind of fan shroud are you running, and what kind of fan are you running? And then Kim replied about the AC compressor that she bought hers from oldairproducts.com. And I really appreciate Kim answering that. She's saving my bacon once again. And Larry, do I know anybody with a stock height spindle? Not in Winnipeg. In all honesty, Larry, if you're going to a disc brake setup, I would go with one of those kits from The Right Stuff. The total cost of my front, and I went with a manual disc upgrade. The total cost of my complete kit, but I also bought brand new brake lines right from the front, back. I replaced everything, wheel cylinders at the back. Everything all said and done was $13.50 Canadian. That also includes changing out the upper, lower ball joints and outer tie rods. So take off maybe about $1,200 to do the complete brake kit, if that's within your spending means. Like, I know I don't like using, used brake parts, because brakes are such an important component of your car. But I don't know anybody with spindles offhand. But if you were thinking of doing a complete conversion, Larry, I would honestly suggest a kit. And if we ever hang out sometime, or if you want to swing by and come hang out in the garage here, I can show you everything I've done and everything that was involved in the kit. Not to mention the thousands of pictures I took. Okay, where am I here? Okay. Oh, and Kim, Dave, did I miss talking about the trans cooler? Yeah, Kim, I touched on that briefly because Larry was asking about radiator. I have the equivalent of a 4-core rad in here. It's a 2-1 course. But what I was suggesting to Larry and to other folks is I don't run my transmission coolant lines into my transmission anymore. I run them into a cooler, which you can't really see here. And you won't see it over there. Do I dare move the camera and make you guys motion sick? I'll have to take pictures. I should have taken the grill out for you, in all honesty, Kim. It's just a simple Mr. Transmission trans cooler from Canadian Tire. I think it was like $100. It just hooks up with Dash 6 line. And the advantage to running the cooler versus the rad is if your rad and your car are running 190, 195, that's the temperature of your coolant, 190, 195. If you're running a trans cooler, I know my transmission typically runs between 165 to 180 depending how hard I am on it, and I'm hard. So if I'm running cooler, like 165 to 180, if I was to be running through the transmission cooler through the rad instead, I'd be adding another 30 degrees to my fluid. So there is an advantage to running a cooler. And I got a neat setup on the Omega because I actually use license plates to make an air dam to force the air through the trans cooler. But I am thinking of upgrading the trans cooler on the Nova to something a little fancier with AN fittings and maybe even a fan on it. But in all honesty, the Mr. Transmission simple transmission cooler that I got from Canadian Tire up here has been more than adequate and has done great jobs cooling the transmissions on both cars. And hey, Bobby Davis, how you doing? Finally got my 73 back up and going with the turbo setup. Can't wait. Oh, Bobby, I sure hope you post picture. I think I saw something about that the other day. Bob has a beautiful, and I don't say this often, a beautiful blue Nova. The bumpers are body colored and everything, and the stance of that car, it's beautiful. Look up Bobby Davison's name on the group. That's definitely a Nova you want to check out. And I'm looking forward to seeing you run that. That's going to be pretty cool. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Matt Eden, or Ede? Oh, I know I slaughtered that one. I am so sorry, brother. Welcome to the stream. Hope everything's doing well. How's the Nova? And then Steve replied to Kim, okay, he believes they're listed the four seasons compressor. I can look at the parts list from old air. Okay, so that's more related to the air conditioner. Dave Williams, my Nova sprung a fuel leak on the fuel rails at the O-rings on the crossover tube. That sounds bad, but it doesn't sound too bad because that's what, just a fuel rail. Hopefully that's just a simple fix, a couple of O-rings. I can relate to you with the fuel leak. I don't know how many of you are on our sister group of the 7374 GM X body. But my Omega, when I went to pick it up from winter storage, it's been in storage for 18 months. When I went to start it, it sprung a little pinhole between the regulator and the carb. No big deal, towed it home, fixed that piece of hose, went to start it to bring it around back into the garage. The line ruptured again on the wheel well and also under the frame where I had the line. 2 years ago, I put an electric fuel pump setup in it, and I had some Dash 6 steel braided line kicking around. Well, I guess it wasn't fuel rated, and rubber and fuel don't go well together, and I guess from it sitting for so long, put a little pressure on it, and boom, start popping left and right. So we've completely replaced the fuel line. Well, okay, we didn't. My girlfriend Shelly completely replaced the fuel line from the tank right to the carb, so that we've been able to go cruising in it a few times there. All right, and where are we here? Oh, here's Rob again. I'm going to pick up my girl. Her name's Sierra. She got a GM name. Had to make her mine. Oh, right on. Cheers. All right, right on, Rob. Well, thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Really appreciate you stopping in and checking things out. Hope you'll join us again in the next stream. And Dave is waiting for his winter cruise season before he fixes it. Just a couple of O-rings to the tune of $30. Oh, Dave, why wait? Fix it now, man. Enjoy that car. Enjoy it, because trust me, there are those of us who can't enjoy our cars right now, and I'm living through you guys right now. So really, your pictures of racing, cruising, fixing stuff, I'm living through you guys right now. So yeah, go fix it. $30, man, which is 50 Canadian. And Matt, go blue. Okay, I'm going to have to block that guy. And ID. Okay, that's how you pronounce your last name. Okay, I really apologize, Matt. I'm not great at names. So, Matt ID. There we go. Give him the proper introduction. And I like to be respectful because, I like to be respectful to everybody. I like to, all our users, all our members. Hey, you guys are important to me. I love this group. I love our members. And okay, Dave, I wish mine was a pinhole. Mine looks like Old Faithful, the pump primes. Oh, I tell you, Dave, with that second split in the wheel well and under the door, man, you should have seen the fuel gushing, and all I could think of was $1.31 a liter just spilling out. And of course, premium I think is $1.50 a liter Canadian. So that's times 4. That's $6 a gallon. Ooh. So I actually had vice grips pinned on the line further back just to keep my tank from not siphoning itself out. And Matt says he hasn't been working on the Nova much yet this summer, but it's running good. Hey, if it's running good, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. What kind of plans you got for that car, Matt? Does it need anything? Are you looking to upgrade stuff or just, your normal tinkering? And yeah, Matt, for sure, join us next time. And this time, I was smart. I posted a couple days ahead instead of surprising everybody saying, hey, I'm doing a stream tonight and giving you 2 hours notice. So at least this time there's like 2 or 3 days notice. But appreciate you joining us. And Dave says it's too hot to cruise. The Arizona summers are brutal. Oh, come on, Dave. It's not that bad. It's what, 90, 100 Fahrenheit? And I know it's a dry heat down there, so it's not too bad. But you got to come up here when it's like 90, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you add the humidity on top of that. Oh, I mean, there's sometimes when I'm driving the Nova, I actually turn the heat on in the car just because I'm so concerned about the heat in the motor and I want to keep it cool. Then I'll drive with the heat on in the car so the air coming in through the window is actually cool. And there's actually been times where I've gotten out of the car and it's like 85, 90 degrees outside and I've been chilled because it was so hot in the car. And I know from time to time I've posted in the group there when I was driving around with a bag of ice on me because it was just that hot. But oh no, come on, man, you gotta drive it. Okay, is there some kind of temperature gauge I can install when I install my transcooler? Yes, Kim, there is transmission temperature gauges. Let me see here. I've got an electric one in the Nova, and I've got another one here that I'm gonna put in the Omega. This is. Oh, can I get to it? Okay, 1 sec here. Oh, there's my governors. Okay, so what I've done here. This is the old one. I bought this at a swap meet a few years ago, and I'm gonna put it in the Omega. The one that I have in the Nova now is an Autometer 3552, and what I had to do for the sensor, you have to have a bung welded into the transmission pen for the temperature. But the other one I was using is a smaller ProComp Ultralight one. This is the one I'm going to put in the Omega. This is the part number for the Sport Comp that's in the Nova now. But yes, they do make transmission temperature gauges. And hey, I strongly recommend putting one in. And I went with the electric for the transmission one. Just because I don't know why I did now. Let me look at the gauge. You refresh my memory here. I think the reason I went with the transmission, the electric gauge, was because it was a ProComp full sweep, and it had a good temperature range. So I believe the one in my car now is the Autometer 3552, which is the 2 5/8. Let me just double check that. 3552 is, yeah, that's the one I've got in my car now. And let's go to, of course, I love Summit Racing. That's why I got a shirt up for there. It's $99 Canadian, so I'm assuming that's going to be about $75 US. And it ranges between 100 to 250. That's the one I'm running in my Nova now. Okay, hopefully, yeah, and a wire. You just run a wire from the back of the gauge to the sensor on the transmission pen. And what I actually did is I used one of those spark plug socks as well. to put over the sensor and the connection, just to give it a little extra protection down on the bottom because it's running close to the header, right? If you want, I can take some pictures. Okay, and Larry Barr, I'm looking for a stock height spindle. If you hear one, please let me know. Sure thing, Larry. I'm going to tell you, very rare to come by those, but if I do, I will certainly let you know. I searched for years to try and find disc brake parts to do an upgrade because I wanted to stay with factory stuff. But this kit from Right Stuff uses factory replacement parts. Seriously, stock height or 2-inch drop. That's what I'm running in here is the stock height ones. I can get you a part number if you want to see what they're like new later on for sure. I'm going to write that down because otherwise I won't remember. So Larry is looking spindle. Okay. All right, Larry, I'll get back to you on that one. But hey, seriously, come check out these kits. They're worth it. 112 in the shade today. Well, monsoon season in full effect. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's gonna be a little uncomfortable, I think, Dave. You might want to look into some aftermarket air conditioning. But in all honesty, I don't care how hot it is, as long as my Nova's not running over 195, 200 degrees, I will drive it. 205 at the most. I know 205's not bad, but to me, that's like stop. But I love driving my Nova. After our cold winters, I'll take some heat. Oh, that's right. Dave wants to make sure that he can drive the Nova to school so the kids can drill it over it. Oh, that would totally be cool, of course. And hey, here comes the founder of our group, William Hamlet. How you doing, buddy? Sergeant William Hamlet. Thank you for your service, sir. It's good to have you on here. Haven't seen you around in a while. It's good to see you. And I've caught all up onto the comments now. What's up, Sarge? And Kim, what's up? What's up with you guys? So I've kind of run out of topics to talk about here. So by all means, fill up the chat. Give me some questions. Oh, okay. Here, Matt's just threw in one here. His Nova is just a driver. The first few things on the to-do list: windshield, door pins, and interior items, then rear end and trends. Oh, I hear you, Matt. I mean, my cars are drivers too. They need body work. I don't know if you've seen that one video I posted of my buddy took video of driving beside my car. But if you see the car in the video, I mean, the car looks mint in pictures, but it is far from mint. It's got its patina. You know, I got one shiny fender here, you know, and it's peeling a little, and you see some red. I got a black hood because that's the color I painted it. And then over here, it's nice and shiny bare metal because I've washed the car so often. And I even noticed my black stripe is now starting to show chrome through it. But I mean, I need door skins, I need rear quarters, because our Canadian winters were terrible on these cars. And this car was driven during the winter times too, when my parents had it and when my grandpa drove it. So, you know, and the paint's all faded on the roof. But like you say, it's a driver. And I mean, I drive this thing like it's stolen. I beat on it. And, well, you certainly can see how hard I've beaten on it when you see me crying on the forum last September how I blew my motor. But yeah, drivers are the best. I don't think and I actually kind of worry about doing body work because now I got to worry about people scratching and banging the car. One of the other reasons I haven't done anything with it is because I've kind of left it because with this being a grandpa's car, this was the way the car was last that my grandpa saw it. And he always wanted to see it done. I never had the means to get it, you know, fixed up and rust fixed, but this is the way he last saw it, and that's kind of the way I've kept it. All right. Well, yeah, he's been busy. He's just handling some projects for an anniversary coming up. Well, congratulations. He's still got to replace his fuel line. So it's to the input of the mechanical fuel pump. And then Kim, I got to figure out how to install the external transcooler, bring the temperature down a smidge. Kim, I'll have to send you pictures of mine, because what I did with mine is I installed it, the 2 bolts to the hood latch, and it just stays outward, and then it gets, you know, some opening here, and then for a while there I had a metal plate in here that was like an air dam for the bottom half here, because it still shows about 2/3 of the cooler here, but it's 3 grill squares long. So yeah, go 3 grill squares, and then it comes down a bit down here to about the middle of the license plate. I'll send you some pictures, Kim, of the install. Maybe that'll help you out. And William says, living 4 miles down a dirt road, he doesn't worry about paint. Oh man, Will, that would drive me nuts, the dust and all that. I mean, the car is dusty now from sitting in the garage, but I've also haven't been too motivated to really do anything. I mean, this past weekend, it was a long weekend up here in Canada. We had a holiday on Monday. And it was really tough watching my friends all at the track open. Our track opened this August long weekend. And I'm not working there this year. I'm not announcing, at least not yet, because I can't stand on my feet for long periods of time, like 6 to 8 hours announcing. It was really tough watching all my friends race, all having fun, all the pictures. And like I said, I feel like I'm under house arrest. I mean, I could have gone probably as... No, none of my friends... I probably could have caught a ride out there, but whatever. It just really sucked. And Dave says, today's our first full day at work with students in the classroom. Well, that's good. So obviously things are opening up. The COVID restrictions are doing good, hopefully, down there for you, Dave. I know up here in Manitoba, they're now predicting a 4th wave, saying the Delta's coming. About 75% of our population has their first shot. 70% has their second vaccination. I don't really want to make this political or into any kind of vaccination debate. But, and then the kids, but no, it's just they're easing up on restrictions and, yeah, government. We're not even going there. We're not going there. Okay. So back to happy talk. And Will says his trunk is covered under a thick layer of dust. You got to get out there. And Dave says, yeah, they're back full time and no masks. In fact, they're lifting our mask mandate on Saturday. We will no longer need to wear masks, although it is still recommended. I won't be wearing a mask. Not around here anyway. But, you know, yeah, I'm totally speechless at the moment. But yeah, no, it's good to see things are getting better. Hopefully all our members are doing well. And to any of our members who may have contracted COVID or members of their families who have COVID, your thoughts and prayers go out to you. Wish them, of course, a fast and speedy recovery. It's no joke. It's no joke, but we got to protect ourselves, but we still got to keep living. And your son starts back in a well to school. What did I miss on that? Son starts back in a well to school. Oh, in a while? Yeah, I guess what is it? August? Yeah, school up here I know doesn't normally start till last week of August or September, but yeah. I probably should look into that for my kids, see when she does go back. But hey, let's get back to Novas. If there's anything more to chat about. If not, I mean, we could always wrap up early. It's only about 45 minutes. I see we only got 9 people online right now, which is about the norm. But I wanted to talk about Novas. I wanted to see what people were doing. And Will, Kim, and Dave, I don't know if you guys watched the last stream, but you guys know how, mean green with a little bit of attitude. I don't know if you watched the last stream or not, but I let the cat out of the bag and kind of started telling people now that I've gone with a 421 stroker small block Chevy, and I'm really eager to break this thing in and get it to the track. I'm eager to see if it hooks, because I still run the stock leaf springs with traction bars and stock axles and stock carrier. And if it holds and it can grip and launch, I want to see if I can crush 12 too. But yeah, I let the cat out of the bag. This is a 421 stroker. That's why I haven't posted much about it. I was kind of keeping things under wrap because I had a few, there's a few members here in our group that are from Winnipeg, and the car community is small and didn't really want the word getting out. But yeah, it is what it is. Now everybody knows. Haha, yeah. Okay, hey Arden, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Do you know what would be a good full suspension kit for a 73? I don't, but that would be a good question to post. I do think we have a topic on it. I'm not too sure. I know Sergeant William has a suspension kit on his 73 Nova, I think from CPP Racing. I don't know offhand, Arden, but we can definitely find out. Just post a general question about it, or go through the topics first. Let's see here if I can quickly look through the topics. I'm pretty sure we have something for suspension. For those of you on our group, of course, you know at the top of the page on the computer and even on the phone, one of the things says topics. You can select that, and we have a lot of our messages grouped by topics. So we have a group for leaf springs, shocks, and shackles. Okay, carburetors, headers, LS swab, body mount bushing, seatbelts, sniper, bumper tucks, transmissions, floor pans, torque specs, front suspension. That's what it is. So the front suspension here, check. Start with this, Arden. Take a quick look. I'm just gonna post the link here for you. Oh, Kim's already replied. Thank you, Kim. That we do have a topic tab on it. Right on. Okay, now I just lost my place to chat. Oh, son starts back in a week to school. Okay. And William says leaf springs, a leaf setup can run 10s. No doubt, Will, that they can run 10s, but like I said, it's all stock still. I mean, I have stock mounts, stock bushings, stock shackles, stock shocks. All really that's done to my rear suspension is I had the gears changed to 342s, and I got the traction bars, and I have the traction bars that go right up to the spring eye, not 3/4 of the way up the spring like on the Omega. And believe me, that couple of inches is a night and day difference. And how many miles? I have 473.2 miles, because I was checking the odometer the other day, Matt, to see how close I was to doing my oil, motor oil break-in change at 500 miles. And I'm right around the corner at 473. So what I might just do is drive it a little bit, warm it up, and then park it, pull the motor, and fix that oil leak. And I'll just drive the Omega for the rest of the car season, because there's no sense putting fresh oil in the car. I'm not going to have it out for that long, depending when and if my foot heals before the end of our car season. But yeah, at the moment, 473, and a lot of them have been kind of test drives, some highway mileage. I did do a rough calculation. I am getting 11.47 miles per gallon on this motor with the Holley Sniper setup. So I'm really happy about that, because I was only getting 10.4 on the old 406. And Matt says he's running Hot Kiss springs. CPP has a kit, and that's what Sergeant Will is running. And there's Will. Kim's. Yeah, we have a topic tab. I need to do some rear suspension upgrades on my 73. That comes from Dave Williams. Me too, brother. Me. I definitely do. But I want to see if it hooks first. I mean, when I was running the other 406, and my 406 dynoed at the rear wheels was 317 horse, 347 torque, and I was hooking fine with 255. Oh, you can't see the tires over behind the Omega there. I was running those ET Street 255 60s, and I was hooking up just fine. So I'm hoping yeah. Well, I don't really know what the horsepower rating of this motor is going to be, but I definitely want to crush 12.2s. And what else do we have here? Hey, bro, seat time. Yeah, I know I should get off my foot. I'm actually kind of just hovering on the left foot right now. And yeah, like Kim says to Dave Williams, fun times, at least you have a lift at the school. That is true. There's sometimes I go back thinking years ago when I built this garage, you know, we had the option of going with 12-foot seal-ins, and I'm like, I don't need a lift, you know. I'm good with jacks and jack stands. And really, I still am. I don't mind, but yeah, a lift would have been nice. But really couldn't have afforded it back then. But I still like my jack stands. Drag shocks. Yeah, that might be an option too, Will, to put on the back, even on the front. Because right now, I am just running stock Monroe Sensatrack shocks. There's nothing special. Just off-the-shelf Monroe shocks. And Kim says after she gets her trans-cooler done, she's going to the dyno. That'll be cool. As well, when I had this thing on the dyno, with the old motor, and that was on the carburetor still. I never did dyno the 406 with the Holly Sniper, which I should have last year, because we got this car running so good in August, September, before the boom. I really should have dynoed it, because I really wanted to know. I was running 1227, 1228, the track at 109, 110 miles an hour. I really would have liked to have known what that motor was running then. Because when I did do that dyno years ago, 317, 347, was with a bad distributor. So it would have been interesting to see. Once we get this one running decent, we're going to throw it on the dyno too. And Arden, okay, he just got his engine back together. Now he's looking to replacing the suspension because it leans to the left. You know, leaning to the left is not necessarily a bad thing, because when you go to launch and torque, that might even out your car a little bit too. Because I know one of my buddies with his Nova actually has a little bit of a tilt to the left, and he did that on purpose because when he's at the track and he launches it, he wants it to launch straight. So depending how bad your tilt is, that might be a benefit. And ET Street R's are great. They are a good tire. I will agree, Will. Before the ET Street R's, I was running a BF Goodrich drag radial, and that was a 275/50, and that tire hooked pretty good too. I mean, I had no complaints over it. The only problem is BF Goodrich stopped making them. They went to another brand, bought them out. The name escapes me at the moment. But then I ended up going to the ET Street R's, and yeah, they're a great tire. And with breaking in this motor, I have actually left the radial TAs on, which has forced me to behave, because anytime I give it any kind of throttle, it goes completely sideways on me and just breaks the tires loose. So leaving the radial TAs on has forced me to drive it nicely for the break-in period. And the week that I popped my ankle, I was planning to put the ET Streets on and go to my test spot, do a couple launches to see what it would do, but never got that chance. Not yet. Dave Williams has got to take off. Well, Dave, thanks for joining us. It was great chatting with you. Great catching up a little bit. Keep the pictures coming, buddy. And, of course, wish you all the best and hope things are well for you. And just looking at the time, 55 minutes. We're almost up at our hour. So, well, it says we got 11 viewers now. So, hey, new people, welcome to the stream. I'm Dave. Our founder, Will Hamlet, is in chat, as well as the other admin, Kim, Nova Girl, Whiteacre. I sure hope I pronounced that right, Kim. They're in the chat, so please introduce yourself. Let the admins say hi. And yeah, Will's got a good idea. He's got to take off. Okay, everybody have a great evening. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. It was good to hear from you. Good to catch up a little. Get some pictures of Mura back in the group, and we definitely miss seeing you in the group. But thank you for joining us tonight. And Arden, I got to put bigger tires on the back, and the wheel on the left has maybe a half-inch clearance now. What size of tire are you running right now? I'm running between a 255/60 on a 15x7 with 3.6, is it, back spacing? I know and that's on the mags. I'm going to get some steel rims with better offset, like 4.5. And I might even try a 15x8 with 5.5 back spacing or 5 back spacing. But I'd like to see if any of my other Nova buddies in the city have a 5-inch back spacing rim, put it on the car just to test to see how it would run. But my 255/60s fit beautifully, and the 275/50s rub a little on the passenger side if I make a hard right turn, but otherwise it fits nice. And I don't have a lift or air shocks or anything fancy. I have had my springs re-arced, though, to give the car, a little bit of a stance. But just curious what you're running for tires. On the Omega, the biggest tire I could fit on my Omega, and I don't know if it's my fault when I was doing the quarters, when I did the quarters and wheel wells, if I may have brought them in a bit, but the biggest tire I can fit on the Omega is a 245/60. Luckily, that car has only got 275, 297 horse at the rear wheels, so and it hooks good, so I don't have to worry. But if I put any more power in that car, a tire could be a problem. Man, that car looks good on TV there. I'm just looking at the preview picture, and that car is a trim clad special. I used 7 cans. What I did one night, I got to the racetrack early and I taped up all the windows and some of the chrome, and took out the lights, and I painted the car. I painted it about 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. Waited till it dried a little bit at about 1:32 a.m. in the morning after, roaming around the campfires and that. I pushed it across the staging lanes back to our camp pit area, put all the lights back into it, and raced it the next morning. And it still looks good. Yeah. All right, so, Kim's taking off too. Well, Kim, thank you very much for joining us. It was great to have you on, and I'll get you those pictures of my trans cooler. I'll post it in the group for you. And again, thank you for joining us. And Kim, thank you again for all your work and dedication to this group. You really help us to have one of the best groups out there. So sincerely, thank you very much, and probably on behalf of Will as well, from the both of us, for all you do. And hey, Patrick Newman's there. He just popped in, running a little late tonight. Hey, Pat, how you doing? Beautiful 74 Nova, a black Nova. Okay, back to Arden here. He's running a 235/60. How much horse are you pushing in your motor? Just curious, Arden, with your motor. Yeah. Because a 235/60, you should have a ton of room unless you have a weird offset. Are you running a fancy mag or a fancy a rim? Or do you just have like the stock rally or steel rim? And Patrick, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you on the group, or on the stream. Of course, good to have you in the group. Just checking in the group here, see if there's any new posts or something we could talk about. But we're almost at the hour, so the pain can end slowly soon. All right, Bobby Davis did post a picture of his Nova. We were talking about that a little earlier with his new turbo setup. Oh, that's gonna be mean. Definitely check that out in the group after you're done the stream here. Go back in the group. Bobby Davis with that beautiful blue 73 Nova. All right, Matt. He's gonna go drive his Nova. Oh, dude, I envy you. Go do a burnout for me, buddy. Get some pictures, take some pictures, and post them. Love seeing that Nova, and thank you for joining us, Matt. And Pat's doing good. How's the foot? Foot's slowly healing. I still got 3 weeks in the old boot cast. I was telling people I'm still under house arrest here. Still under house arrest for another 3 weeks at least. We're getting there. We're getting there. I've got to make sure it heals properly. Okay, it used to push a little over 400. I currently have cokers on the back. Oh, okay, well, if you're pushing over 400 horse, yeah, you might need a little more tire than a 235/60. Do you have any car buddies out there that have bigger tires that you can use for size and fitment? That's how I was lucky enough that my buddy John he had a 77 Nova, a disco style Nova. He was running the 275/50 series tires. And I know I can't fit a 275/60. It just rubs on my Nova. But he said the 50 series is a lot lower. Try it out. I'm like, no, I can't. It's not going to fit. Lucky enough, he brought the tires over. We put them on the car. I actually put GoPros on the wheel well. And I went for a drive. Sure enough, it didn't rub. And when we got home, I was missing a GoPro camera. So we went back. We retraced our steps. We found the GoPro camera. And while it sat on the side of the road for 20 minutes recording, we watched the video to see what was going on. And that GoPro camera got run over by a transit bus. You actually saw the bus drive over it and the camera tumble. It broke the suction cup arm, one of the joints in the suction cup arm. But the camera itself, the case and the camera was still intact. It was cracked, still intact, still recording when I found it. So those GoPro, and that was a GoPro 3. Those are tough little cameras. But if you do, if you do have a buddy with cars and other tire sizes, see if they'll let you take the tire, put them on your car, and just go around the block, or just put it on the ground and take a look. A good website I found for tire size and tire size comparison is tiresize.com. They have a comparison and a tire calculator that gives you all the values: height, width, tread. Excellent site to use. Tiresize.com. Check that out. You need another boot for the other foot. You would look like a funny car pilot. I went to Walmart and I got these work grade runners with steel toes in it just to get a little extra height to keep me from limping. But yeah, I can't wait to get rid of this boot. I mean, it's I'm getting depressed, man. I gotta drive my car. Summer's half over here in Winnipeg. Yeah, that's all I've got right now, folks. So I guess, yeah, we just crossed the hour. I don't know. Yeah, Matt took off. So yeah, Pat, Arden, you guys are here. I don't know if there's anyone else who wants to reach out and say anything. Say hi, say bye. Go take pictures of your Novas and post them. I want to see them. I want to see those pictures. And definitely go check out Bobby Davidson's Nova. That's pretty cool. Okay, well, I see the activities dying down, so I think I'm going to take this moment to thank you all again for being members of the 7374 Nova Facebook group. If you're watching this video from within the group, you can rewatch it. The comments will still show up. And I do go back the next day, and I usually see who else has watched it and reply to your comments. So just because you're watching a preview doesn't mean I'm not going to reply to your comments. So please make your replies and join us in the conversation. If you are watching this from our YouTube channel, that's right. Chevy Nova 7374 does have its own YouTube channel. And I do upload these to the YouTube channel. However, from the YouTube channel, you will not see the chat coming up on the wall. And basically, you're just watching. But if you want to join Chevy Nova 7374 on Facebook, Please fill out the questions that we asked you, and we do need to see proof of ownership of the vehicle because this group is locked down to the owners of 73, 74 production years. We do have other sites for 73, 74 for enthusiasts and that we can seek out. But for the Chevy Nova 73, 74 group, please have a picture of your Nova handy. Answer those questions the best that you can. Trust me, it's worth the 5 minutes it takes to painfully go through those questions. And Les says, Bettini, hey, how you doing, Les? Oh, just joining us at the end. Les is his son and I were good friends. Lives out in Alberta, Canada, and he's fixing up Logan's Nova. And yeah, there's pictures of it in the forum there. Les, yeah, thanks for coming in and saying hi and bye. Hopefully we'll see you next time. So, folks, I'm going to wrap it up there. As I've said in the past, smoke tires, not drugs, but let's be honest. With these cars, none of us can afford drugs. So, have yourself a good summer. Drive safe. Drive them like you stole them. Send me some pictures. Send me some videos. Post them online. I want to see them. And maybe we'll do this again in about 2-3 weeks. And we'll chat again, folks. Take care.